Welcome. What you are looking at is FaktriIQ, India's AI-powered statutory compliance assistant built for industrial process plants. The moment you land on our website, the mission is clear. FaktriIQ bridges the gap between complex Indian safety regulations, the Factories Act 1948, OISD PESO standards, and the field engineers who actually need to apply them every single day. FaktriIQ is not a chatbot. It is a retrieval-augmented generation pipeline, meaning every answer it gives is grounded in 9,803 real statutory rules, not hallucinated from thin air. It retrieves the exact clause, verifies it against your plant's documents, and only then generates the answer. FaktriIQ comes in two forms, tailored for two different roles in the plant. The first is the Field Technician mobile app, a lightweight Android application designed for engineers on the floor who need instant answers while inspecting equipment, performing hot work, or handling hazardous materials. You can download the APK directly from right here on our website. Just click the Download APK button, install it on any Android device running Android 8 or above, and you are ready to go. No Play Store, no approvals, no waiting. The second is the Desktop Compliance Suite, a Windows application for safety officers and plant managers who need a full-screen command center for document ingestion, compliance gap analysis, and audit preparation. Both apps connect to the same live AI backend, so whether you are on the shop floor or in the control room, you are always working with the same verified, up-to-date statutory data. Under the hood, FaktriIQ runs a multi-agent pipeline. One agent handles statutory retrieval, another handles document ingestion and SOP parsing, and a third handles compliance gap detection, all coordinated automatically so you get one clean, cited answer. This is the product. Now let me show you how it actually works. We will start with the mobile app on the left and then the desktop application on the right. This is the FaktriIQ Field Technician app, running live on a physical Android device. The login screen is clean and industrial, no clutter. A field engineer can sign in using their Google account or via phone number OTP, whichever their plant has set up. Authentication is powered by Firebase, enterprise-grade security. Once logged in, the technician lands directly on the Q&A interface. No dashboards to navigate, no menus to dig through. The question bar is front and center because that is exactly what a field engineer needs. Fast answers. Let me ask a real compliance question, one a technician might face before a maintenance job. Watch what happens. FaktriIQ does not just guess. It runs a full retrieval-augmented generation pipeline in real time. First, it converts your question into a semantic vector and searches our statutory knowledge base of over 9,800 indexed safety rules. It retrieves the most relevant clauses, in this case from OISD Standard 105 and the Factories Act. Then it passes those retrieved clauses to a large language model which synthesizes a precise, human-readable answer grounded entirely in those source documents. And here, at the bottom of every answer, you see the exact source, standard name, chapter, clause number. Every answer is traceable. That is the core promise of FaktriIQ. AI that you can actually verify and take to an auditor. Every query a technician asks is saved in their personal history. During audits, you can show that your engineers were actively cross-checking procedures against statutory requirements in real time. No more guesswork. A complete time-stamped log to prove it. Now here is something most AI apps simply do not offer, and it is critical for industrial use. Many process plants, refineries, chemical plants, offshore platforms operate in areas with poor or zero internet connectivity. FaktriIQ is built for that reality. This icon opens the on-device AI panel. It shows whether the local AI model, a quantized version of Microsoft's Phi 4 Mini, 3.8 billion parameters, has been downloaded to this device or not. The model is approximately 2.49 gigabytes. You can start the download here, pause it, and resume it any time, even across app restarts. The download is chunked and resumable. Once downloaded, FaktriIQ switches to fully offline mode. Every query is processed right here on the device. No cloud, no internet, no data leaving the plant network. Pure on-device AI. And critically, even if a technician has not downloaded the model yet, FaktriIQ does not fail. It automatically falls back to the live cloud backend and continues answering queries seamlessly. The technician experiences zero disruption either way. Fast, cited compliance answers, persistent query history, a fully offline on-device AI option with an automatic cloud fallback. All in your pocket. Now let us look at the other side of FaktriIQ, the Desktop Compliance Suite. This is the FaktriIQ Desktop Compliance Suite, a full Windows-native application built for safety officers, plant managers, and compliance leads. The desktop app has its own dedicated authentication gateway. Because this application handles sensitive plant documentation and statutory compliance reports, it uses a secure browser-based login flow. The system opens your default browser for Google sign-in and passes the verified session token back to the app automatically. No passwords stored locally, no manual token handling. The first thing a safety officer does is feed FaktriIQ the plant's own documents. This is the ingestion pipeline. You can upload plant SOPs, equipment manuals, previous audit reports, or any internal procedure documents in PDF or text format. Once uploaded, FaktriIQ's backend processes the document. It chunks the text, generates semantic embeddings, and stores them in the same vector database as the statutory rules. Now your internal procedures are searchable side by side with OISD, Factories Act, and PESO standards. This is what makes FaktriIQ unique. It does not just know the law, it knows your plant's procedures, and it cross-references both simultaneously. This query is now checking your ingested plant SOP against actual statutory requirements in real time. The answer highlights exactly where your SOP aligns and where it has gaps. There it is. Specific citation from the Factories Act, cross-referenced against your internal document. This kind of compliance analysis used to require a consultant and weeks of review. FaktriIQ does it in seconds. For audit preparation, this is the most powerful feature of the desktop suite, the compliance log. Every query asked, by every field technician on mobile or by safety officers on desktop, is logged here with timestamps, the question asked, the statutory citation returned, and the confidence level. When an inspector walks in for an annual safety audit, you open this log and prove, with a documented paper trail, that your team was actively verifying procedures against statutory standards throughout the year. This is not just AI assistance. This is audit evidence. You can filter by date, by standard, Factories Act, OISD, PESO, or by equipment area and process zone. So the desktop suite gives safety officers the full picture: document ingestion, real-time statutory cross-referencing, and a complete filterable audit trail. While the technicians on the floor use the mobile app, everything feeds into the same centralized compliance log right here on the desktop. One backend, two interfaces, one source of truth for your plant's statutory compliance. Everything you just saw, the RAG pipeline, the on-device offline AI, the document ingestion, the compliance logs, all of it is live right now. If you are an Android user, click Download APK on our website right now and ask your first compliance question in under a minute. If you are a safety officer or plant manager, the desktop suite is available for Windows, and we are actively onboarding pilot plants across India. FaktriIQ, statutory compliance, on the floor, on the desk, online and offline. Thank you.